should the 49ers trade for Kareem Hunt? He's available. He's good. And Elijah Mitchell's hurt. I mean, it's an obvious question. What do you think, Jose?
He's available, like putting him on the block officially again? Because I know he was holding out, or he did an internal holdout, and they were just laughing at him for an extension.
Yeah, I guess to say he's available is a stretch, but
okay, well, let's maintain that. I don't see why the Browns would trade him, because they need all the talent they need. The same way that we love to prop up, like, look, Jimmy's an average quarterback and needs all the talents he needs, and the fact that they're out there starting quarterback until week 11 or 12, they need that guy desperately, and I need him for my fantasy team, so keep him over there. But anyways,
he might get more carries on this team, Jose.
He would.
You know what I'm
saying? I love him as he's a dual threat running back, and it would work out for the 49ers pretty well. It's just what's it going to take to actually give up for him? I mean, are you really that desperate to go at running back? I know they were. It's almost giving like resemblance of last year when they lost Mitchell, and then every other quarterback just fell off like flies. But ultimately, just stand pat. You guys are okay to look for running backs around the block. You've been able to figure it out and configure that. I mean, hell, Trey Sermon last year did pretty well against the Packers running game. It's just you just got to figure it out. You got to be able to scheme these guys open and just be a way to get over that hump. It's not worth surrendering draft capital at that point.
No, the 49ers should not trade for Kareem Hunt, because when looking at the situation, if the Browns were to give up Kareem Hunt now, what is that going to cost you? Probably a second-round pick. So then the 49ers come draft times and be without a first, be out of a second. I don't think they want that as well. But then you also kind of just look at the situation. You have a guy like Trey Lance because he's supposed to enhance your running game with his threat of being a dual threat quarterback. So you also have Deebo Samuel that's going to help it out as well. You don't know what you have in Trey Mason in terms of regular season play. You don't know what you have in TDP in terms of regular season play.
Jordan Mason.
We just hype. What did I say right now?
You said Trey Mason, which I like. Somehow I like that.
Hey, it works. It works. It's a combo. It's a combo.
I liked it. I liked it.
Yeah,
it was good.
I try to order a combo deal. Next time I'll get the burger without the fries. How about
until he gets a regular season carry, his name's forever Trey Mason. All right.
They changed it to JP though. All of a sudden they're calling him JP Mason. I'm like, wait a second. You can't just be changing these numbers and names all of the Sorry.
I think that's what throwing me off, because now I'm hearing JP Mason in every single presser. So I'll go with that. I blame it on John. John, it's your fault. Sorry.
Okay.
But moving on from that, it's just you're going to have to give up trade asset. And also the big reason why he wants out of Cleveland is to get paid. The 49ers have not made it easy for any player to get paid. So it's like, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So no, they shouldn't trade for Kareem Hunt. Do what you have in house. And the bottom line is Trey Lance is supposed to enhance your running game. So you got to trust what you have.
Let me just say something, all right? If the Niners hadn't traded up for Trey Sermon and then drafted Ty Davis Price in back-to-back years in the third round, wouldn't you kind of feel like they could do this? But since they did that, you're like, you can't keep giving up away like good draft capital for running backs. But if they hadn't done that, you'd be like, well, they need a running back. They haven't really invested in one in a long time, but they did. So now you can't. It's too bad, because if they had Kareem Hunt, you'd be like, this team is stacked. But now it's like, well, maybe Jordan Mason is going to be great. Or maybe Marlon Mack can turn back the clock. The Niners are, or maybe Deebo Samuel can be a full-fledged running back. I mean, there's a lot of questions with this team right now. Or maybe Trey Lance is just going to have to carry the ball 15 times a game and be there. That's not great. So, Kareem Hunt, ideally, yeah. But I think, what would it cost? Like a second-round pick at this point? It's going to be expensive.
Yeah.
And you don't have it.
They're at the lowest, but
so
probably get down.
Forget about it. Sorry, David the Prankster says, forget about it. Hey, Grant, recent fan of your work. Recent fan? What does that mean? That's all right. I wanted to point out that missed pass to Croft wasn't fully on Trey. If you look at Croft, the last 10 yards, his stride got smaller trying to find the ball. It's interesting, like with Lance, he can't win for losing. Like, so had he underthrown that pass and hit Croft and it not been a touchdown, everyone been like, well, that show was a walk-in tutty. And so that's what he did with Jennings, right? He like kind of was safe with the throw, didn't really lay it out there, just made sure it was complete. And everyone's like, hey, you missed a walk-in touchdown. So that's the thing with Jimmy being on this team and Trey. I just feel like he can't be perfect enough. When he completes the ball, like, well, you should have thrown it a little bit out further. You know what I'm saying? So I do think he should have hit that pass, but that's kind of underlining what I'm saying. You know, like when he hit it with Jennings, it was like, well, you should have let him a little bit more. It's like
Jennings didn't break stride though, so I liked it. I was fine with that. I always look to see if it broke stride, like we saw plenty of times with Jimmy or any other quarterback. It's like, if you didn't break stride, sure, should you laid it out better, but it's a fine ball.
A 44-yard gain on 3rd and 6. I mean, that's a big time play. Well, when was Jimmy giving you stuff like that? And you're saying, oh, it should have been a 60-yard touchdown. Well, yeah, absolutely. And maybe when Trey Lance is 24, that's what the result will be. But I'll take 44 yards on 3rd and 6.
Sure, maybe week 9. Who knows?
I'll take 44 yards on 3rd and 6. I mean, people are getting really like nitpicky with him, which is kind of funny because I think they're just butthurt that they were wrong about Mac Jones or whatever. Sean O'Leary says they need to play Danny Gray and get Ayuk out on some deep routes to pull back the coverage, widen the field, and open up the running game for any back and Trey. Yeah, man, I can't believe that. I think they just felt like, look, it's raining. We're going to win running the ball. Forget all that. That was a mistake. It's time to bring out the art. You know, I'm not gonna say artillery, but like come on, you gotta the big guns. The big guns.
That's what I'll say. The weather conditions got out of control in the 4th quarter, but there was absolutely a place for Danny Gray in the first 3 quarters. To where it's not like Chicago's gonna see Danny Gray lined up and say, we're not gonna cover his fade route here because of the rain. No, they're still gonna have to respect it. So that was kind of the frustrations that I had. It's like Danny Gray has the speed you're gonna have to respect, and it's not like no one has never seen a completion of Danny Gray. They literally saw it against the Green Bay Packers in the preseason, so they know that connection is there. So that was kind of the frustrations I had with his inactive.
Also, Kyle needs to get over like his obsession with yak receivers. That was a Jimmy thing. It's what you needed with Jimmy. Now with Trey, he's the opposite. You need guys who are fast to get open down the field because Trey's trying to push the ball down the field. So that means a little less Debo in the passing game, a little more Debo in the run game, a little more Ayuk in the passing game, a little more Danny Gray, Ray McLeod, those guys. Like, yeah, you want Jennings on 3rd down and Dwelly, but on 1st and 2nd down, Danny Gray needs to be out there, even if he's just running clear out routes. Like Ayuk needs to be the guy. He's the one winning on the outside and down the field. Anyway, Kyle figured it out. He's just a little slow sometimes. My opinion.
The defense to enacting Danny Gray is it was pouring like hell before that freaking game, and you even telling me, Grant, like there's a flash flood warning, JK, but
that's
still,
you
just don't know the way it was going to play out.
So anyway, this week, I don't think there's going to be a flash flood warning in Santa Clara.
No, dude, it's going to be misty. You know how it gets around here. It's going to be probably like trickling a little bit, like for like half a second.
And you're seeing what Kyle likes to do on 3rd down with Trey. 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5, go deep. Because a lot of times you get single high with someone down there spying Trey. Go deep. Jennings, Gray. I love that. Do that. Keep doing that. It's a good call.